How you doing? This is Tim Williams. I sing for VOD, Bloodsimple, and Rollin Coffin. You're watching Good Company with Scott Bowling.
I'm Scott Bowling, and today we're with Tim Williams from Vision of Disorder, Bloodsimple. Man, this is so amazing that you're here, man.
Thank you.
Dude,
Thank you for
this
having
means the
me.
world, man.
Appreciate
I
it.
was totally into you guys back in the day, and when I was starting the show, I never thought like having you on the show would be real.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you.
Crazy, man. Do you meet like a lot of fans like in their 40s that are like,
Yeah,
man, when I was
especially with the internet and all that kind of stuff now, and all the social media platforms, it is pretty easy to run into people. So yeah, run-ins happen, and they're cool. It's always great. I'm always really honored.
You get a little freaked out, but
nah, especially now where everything's at, it's just cool. It's cool.
I wonder if YouTube's really helped that, right? Because
YouTube has definitely helped, because you see people posting stuff from like, I don't even remember. Like I look like a kid. It's like in the early 90s and stuff like that. People post videos of us playing in like art galleries.
You got to wonder who's filming this. Do they have some big camera? Like
probably,
it's not a
or
phone,
like
man.
it's no way. It's not that. It's
Do you
like
guys remember that playing live and seeing people with like camcorders?
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely remember that. I remember even like when you said that, there were people like referencing like camcorder lyrics and stuff like that. Yeah, there was this. There was like this hybrid rap song that was out in like the mid 90s. That was like VOD was referenced, like VOD coming at you with the camcorder.
No.
Yeah. It was,
that's so cool.
I can't remember the artist who did that, but it was. It might come to me at some point in the interview.
If it does, just say it out loud,
I'll just blurt it out.
Well, you're here, right? Because your new band, Rollin Coffin.
Yeah.
Which I love the song. Songs on Spotify.
Yeah,
it's great. What's it like starting a new project?
It's always it's always
off
interesting.
A pandemic,
It's where I'm at now, I just want to play, so I don't really put too much thought into it. I just want to be creative and just keep playing. And it's always, I try not to think about it. I just try to write the songs and get some great vocal performances and then get it out.
Dude, I like the sound too, man. It's got like a fresh. Who are you working with? Aren't you have some other guy that you're?
Yeah, my writing partner is Colin Schiller. He's out of actually Nashville, and he's a Brooklynite. He was running around Brooklyn for many, many years.
Is this him?
This is him. A lot of people are like, who is this guy?
I know. That's what I was like. I was like, who is that guy?
Yeah, that's him. And he helps co-produce and write a lot of the stuff. And he's great. He's, like I said, that guy's like a born entertainer.
Is he?
Yeah, he really is. He actually he worked with VOD back in the early 90s on some of our first tours, and we've been friends and professional relationships for many, many years, and now it was just the right time,
So it's just you two doing
It's just us two.
Playing all the instruments?
Yeah. It's really
what
great.
instruments do you play?
I play guitar. That's my main thing, cool. Obviously, is I'm a singer and I write lyrics and stuff like that, but I do play guitar.
Can you play guitar and sing? Kind of like, I know that's a dumb question.
I can do it, but it's not something, I've never done that in VOD or Bloodsimple, and it's honestly something I got into later. Where I was like, in my earlier years, all I really cared about was singing. I looked into the instruments, but I never really took them on. And the last, 10 years or so, I started playing more and more guitar. And yeah, I could play guitar and sing, but it's not like something I can do like amazingly well. Like I'm definitely not Kurt Cobain.
But no, but it fits you though, man. That's it's I always think of like Max from Soulfly. Like it'd be weird to see him without a guitar.
It's weird when people like get it in there, stamped in their mind, to see a singer with or without a guitar is a strange thing. And even like if you think about early Chris Cornell, there was no guitar.
Oh, you're right.
And all of a sudden, Super Unknown, I think that's when you started seeing him with the guitar. And then all of a sudden you see him in Audio Slave without a guitar. You're like, wait, this is so weird. Things get imprinted in people's heads.
Man. I think of like Chino from Deftones too.
Yeah. He's great too. I actually just listened to an interview with him, and I thought it was a great interview.
Who interviewed him?
It was a podcast. Toby Morse has One Life, One Chance podcast.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
It's really good. I've crossed paths with Chino over the years. Always a really nice guy. A lot in the Bloodsimple years, and that was a great interview that I just heard him do recently. You got to really hear like his personality and stuff. He seems like a cool guy.
So do you guys have, with Rollin Coffin, do you guys have the whole album finished, or like?
We got about 7 to 10 songs. We did that single. We have another single on deck. we're about to shoot a video. Literally, when I get back from here, I think a week from now, we're going to be shooting a video for that song, which I'm very excited about. And then we're going back into the studio in late August to record a couple more songs. And then we're going to put out either a 4-song EP, 5-song EP. We'll see what songs come out.
And you're talking about it earlier. You're like, you were going to do vinyl, but that's taking too long. Right?
Well, we were going to do a 2-song vinyl for these 2 songs, but it's according to my record guy, we're out on Static Arrow Records, and he's telling me that it's just backed up. Like, to get vinyl now takes like twice as long. It costs a ton of money. So we thought we're just gonna let's put some money into a video, get some more life out of the song Runaway, and then at the end of the summer we're gonna go back in.
Yeah, it's funny because like I always see people when they release vinyl, they do cassette as well.
Yeah.
But it would be because
I don't even know where do you play a cassette?
Dude, it's all about just like I got the cassette.
I got this.
But I was gonna say it's funny like if you can't just put the cassette out without the vinyl because it'd be weird, right?
You might just get the vinyl with us. I haven't heard any talk about a cassette.
You don't want just cassette only. It'd be like well, that's not the full
Maybe we'll
package.
do cassette only. Maybe that's the scam. Maybe
Cassette and 8 tracks,
yeah.
you know, that don't actually play. It's just decorative.
That's
cool.
great, man. Colin's gonna love that. I love that.
How did you come up with the band name?
I came up with that, honestly. Truth be told, Kyle can attest to this. He's out there somewhere. And needless to say, I've done tons of touring. I've toured in every vehicle you could possibly tour in. Vans, cars, RVs, buses. And there's always been times in any one of those vehicles, there's been a near-death experience out on the road. One of the worst ones was with, we had the Bloodsimple RV. I think we were racing, it was Christmas time, and we were racing from New York City all the way down, and we were doing like some Christmas Claus festival down in Miami, and we were blasting through the night, and all of a sudden you heard a bam, and I was sleeping on the second bunk. I felt the shot in my back. We had like a double blowout, and the next thing you feel is everything just starts swerving. Your hands go up, and you're just like, I think I'm gonna fucking die. And then, thank God, you don't.
Oh my gosh.
You know how many times that's happened to me. And Rollin Coffin is a fucking tour bus. And that's where I came up with Rollin Coffin.
Oh, that's genius,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know if it's genius, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I came up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy thinking like your bus is going to flip because you hear these stories. I mean, stuff's probably going
It's
everywhere. It's
happened.
people yelling
It's
and
crazy.
screaming. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy. We've had some really, really, especially out west when you're on some of those mountain roads and stuff like that. It's crazy, man. There's some nights, you know, and there's been many a time. We had a driver in a van once, VOD tour, For the Bleeders tour. We were driving from Oregon into somewhere in California, and the driver wanted to see his girlfriend, so we decided to drive 16 hours. And at one point, me and Kennedy are sleeping in the back, and you just hear the rumble strips off, rumble, gravel, Folly, wake the fuck up, holy shit. So there's been lots of that stuff.
You know, Anthrax that we're talking about, I remember somebody at Anthrax was like, they like stay up with the driver. Like,
yeah, well,
the
that's
bass
what real
player.
bands do. Yeah. Bloodsimple was blessed with the beast of the driver of Chris Hamilton. That kid would drive to the ends of the earth, and you could be complete trust with him.
Really?
Yeah, he was just he should have been a truck driver.
Is he still doing it?
I don't know what he's up to, but I just know he was an amazing driver.
Oh man, so that's a
Driver,
good
drummer
point, man.
extraordinaire.
Yeah, how do you find your driver? Like who?
Well,
they
it
just give it
depends
to you.
what. It depends what phase you're in. If you're through a bus company, the driver's going to come with the bus and stuff like that. But fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of my touring was my own vehicles. Like Bloodsimple owned their own RV. So we did a lot of our driving, and maybe one of his jobs was to drive and stuff like that.
That's got to be weird going back and forth from a bus to an RV. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. You might want to just stay in the RV because once you get used to the bus and you're backed out, forget
You're
it.
like the driver's falling asleep, but at least we're comfortable.
Oh, with Bloodsimple, it was like, who's least hungover or drunk? Get in the seat, drive.
This album, like. Before this album, I don't have the prop for it. Some of these I don't have the props.
That's
but
cool.
The first VOD, my mind's going blank right now. What was the one right before this?
That was the first VOD record.
This is the
That's
first.
the Green Drip.
There was one right before, but I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, yes. Man, this album was huge for me.
Oh, thanks, man. That's cool.
When I was I was in bands with some of these guys, and I would try to sing like you. Like I would try to imitate you, and I'd be like, I mean, it was just so catchy.
Oh, thank you.
What was it like being in the studio with these songs?
It was an exciting time for VOD, Vision of Disorder, at that time, because we were all really so young. You know, I was probably at that record. I don't even know if I was 21 yet. I might have been 20. I don't even know I was able to drink at our record release legally. But we were young. The scene, we were just in the right place at the right time. The scene on, you know, we came from Long Island, so the scene out there was just banging, and there was just such a fertile bed to like be able to create music. Like we would just be cranking out songs, and then we'd be playing like every weekend all over the island and the city, and it was exciting because the crowds were getting bigger and bigger. We went from playing like whatever 12, 50 friends to playing like 2,700 people in like a matter of like 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Like it's hard to just, I mean, no. You know, I was listening to you in other interviews, and you were talking about like different bands were having these massive albums at the time, like Life of Agony, River and That's one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, we love them.
Yeah, and I love that New York scene, like with Biohazard and all. I mean, you guys were like in the perfect place for all these bands.
Yeah, it was exciting. You know, it was cool because at that time there was just so many bands, like you were saying, Life of Agony. It seemed like we were still young. Like VOD, we were probably just out with our first demo. This was not out yet. Maybe we were doing our 7 inches. And it seemed like Life of Agony and Biohazard were just coming out with songs it seemed like every couple of weeks they'd have like a new song out, and the songs were just getting better and better. And then you'd go get to see them play, and the shows were freaking crazy. Especially the Biohazard shows. They would have so many people on stage. It would just be floods of fucking people flying off. I got a scar on my head from getting kicked in the head in a Biohazard show.
And this is so cool, man. This is so far behind, like no social media or anything. It's like, what do you find it like in a newspaper? Like we have like I can't remember the land of something, but you just find out like through friends, right? Word of mouth.
Oh, it was a lot of word of mouth stuff, and it was also friends. Like the scenes, it wasn't. Again, when everybody talks about this, there was no social media then. You had to go get the flyers, or you'd go to the local paper and you'd look up the shows, and there'd be like the CBGB's logo, and you'd see who was playing. You'd go in Sunday. There'd be a show at the Wetlands. There'd be something at CB's. You'd go up to New Rochelle to see shows. And it was like, for a year, we were just chasing Biohazard and Life of Agony, going to all their fucking shows, and we were just kids.
Did you like become friends with them and stuff?
Yeah, they were all, those two bands in particular were really cool, really approachable, really nice, down-to-earth guys, just like they are now. Yeah. All those guys, every one of them were super down-to-earth people.
I wish they'd make a documentary about this, like how the whole scene.
It was a cool scene, man. It was really, really exciting. And then you had all the other bands too, like Madball.
Yes, Madball.
And Madball was huge.
First album was so good.
I always talk about this show. It was at the Wetlands. It was Life Agony headline, Madball, Dark Side, Sub-Zero. It was, and I had VOD was going, but we weren't established. We were nothing. We were just kids. This was the demo. We were pushing demos around. We were going to these shows, and I still remember the first time seeing Madball play. I was just like, "This is insane." Yeah, because you would hear that first "Dropping Many Suckers" is like the first 7-inch that I got into with Madball, and I remember being in my friend's car, and I just pictured like a metalhead. Like that voice to me was like a metalhead, like some metalhead singing and screaming, you know. And I was like, "Wow!" And when I went to see them, it was like a totally different thing. It was like a hood scene. And he just got up on stage, ripped his freaking shirt off, and just started automatic. Like, I don't even think they hit the first note. He's in the crowd, and the place just erupts.
You're like, who is this? This is Madball.
It was crazy, man. And this was Wetlands back in like '94, man. It was a scary place. You'd go in there with kids. Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, this is New York City in the early '90s. The '80s were probably beyond that, but my time was the early '90s, and it was nuts, man. I went on to live in the East Village in like 2000 to 2008, and it was different. Yeah, but the early '90s, the early '90s was fucking nuts. That's crazy.
Dude, man, that's so cool. So you guys put this album out, and are you like connecting with Biohazard and then these people you meet? You know?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because but that album starts to get pushed, and we're starting to now go on bigger tours. Like I think the first band to take us out on a somewhat national tour was Madball. Madball took us out. We went out as far as Michigan with them. I can't remember the name of the club, but anyway, we played with them. You guys in like
RVs and stuff?
RVs, we were in vans then. RVs was no way, you know. And then we did like a Northeast tour with Madball, and that was awesome. And then after that, we did our first national with Downset, Earth Crisis, and that was the first time we went across the country. I was driving, and when we got into California, I was so psyched. Because I was telling my wife this actually on the way in. It's like when you're that young and you're touring and stuff like that, it's all brand new. So you're like in a different state. It smells different, it feels different, and you're like everything is exciting, everything is brand new.
So you're just pumped.
Yeah, you're pumped.
You're
Everywhere.
young. Yeah.
I still remember driving across the
How
California
did you get picked to
border.
drive? Like you just.
I was just lucky enough to be driving that night.
Okay.
I was just really amped. I probably drove extra because I wanted to get into California. That was my first time there. You know?
Man.
Yeah.
Dude.
And there were no Google Maps. We had a fucking binder
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
thicker than this, full of directions.
Were you good at that? Like
I was not good at that.
Did you get lost?
Bound back. We got lost all the time.
Oh, that sucks because you're being.
We never miss
responsible.
shows though. We always make it to the show, but we got lost. We had nothing. We had like an atlas.
Oh, I'd be so lost.
An atlas in a van. We had the van of disorder. That was our own van. We didn't even rent it. That was ours.
That's
We
such
drove
a good.
that thing around the whole
That's such a good point. Nobody ever talks about all these drivers. They just had to be great with maps.
Yeah, or you know who was amazing? This is a flashback story. Was the drummer Ken from Candiria? That guy, he didn't need a map. He knew exactly where he was in the country at any point in any time. He just knew.
Oh man, that's working in a different part of your brain.
Follow Candiria.
Dude, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank God for GPS.
Yeah, it's definitely how much easier is to get around now. You know,
Yeah.
it's just so much easier now. Then it was not easy.
Have you guys done any shows where you play this album from start to finish?
No, there's been a lot of requests. Like some of the, I think this is Hardcore Fest. This is out of Philly. They wanted us to do it.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't. It hasn't happened, so I guess I don't feel good about it. I don't like. It's cool. I get. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just
nostalgic,
some songs on that. You know, we don't. I don't know if I want to play them live. You know what I mean?
Good point.
We're out playing. I think that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's cool.
Yeah.
The Green Drip record.
I know, dude. Imprint.
Imprint
Oh,
was sick.
this is massive.
Yeah.
You guys are signed to Roadrunner, right? On this.
That was Roadrunner. Yeah, both records were Roadrunner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was listening to your interview with Doc Coyle, man. From I love that dude.
Forbid, he's such a
I
great
sponsor
guy.
the show. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's
That's
very
awesome.
cool,
yeah,
man.
he's a cool dude.
You talked about Phil Anselmo on his show.
Yeah.
On the record, By the River.
Yep, By the River.
Dude,
yep.
that did you? Oh, first of all, did you guys ever think about putting his name to the side?
What putting what
like
name?
featuring Phil on there?
I don't know what we did. I don't remember. I haven't looked at the CD in a long time.
Because for some reason that passed me by that you had Phil on there. I was like, dude, that's so cool.
That passed you by. That's crazy.
It is crazy, man. Like, and I know his voice too.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That was a huge moment. That record is just that's
That's
one of
so
the best
good,
records
man.
that VOD ever did. And when you talk to people throughout the years, like when people come up, they're always referencing that record, and it's an honor that we actually did it. And Phil was just an awesome part. You know, we were tight then because, like I said, we were starting to do national tours on the Green Drip, and one of them was Ozfest.
Yeah, man.
And Ozfest '97, you had Marilyn Manson.
Look at this,
man, there it is. Oh my God.
Boom! Look at that.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, quite a lineup on
yeah,
Ozfest.
that was. We called that like rock and roll summer camp. Man, it was crazy.
Oh.
I was 21 years old. My bass player was like 18.
Was
we were. It was us and Neurosis were the only people that didn't have buses.
Yeah.
So we got along with Neurosis right away. Oh, you guys are in a band. We were in like some weird space shuttle looking thing that didn't even make it through the whole tour. But we had a driver named Tony Cotton. Talk about getting lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we missed our first date of the Ozfest.
Oh no way.
Yeah, we got kicked off. Sharon Osbourne kicked us off.
Oh,
but our manager just smoothed it over when we got back on. So we
got lost.
Because no one told us that there was you were supposed to be there a day early to do like a meet and greet and meet everybody.
Yeah.
No one told us about that, and no one told us we were playing 2 sets a day. So we
missed.
We were opening up the entire Ozfest, the first Ozfest that ever happened. We were the first band. We didn't make it. We were late.
And that's crazy.
And it was only in DC.
Only in DC. That's crazy that you guys were playing 2. That was crazy that you guys were only playing 2 shows in one day, man. That's
2
wild.
sets.
2
in one
sets
day.
in
And it
one
was the
day.
only Ozfest to do that. And I'm not gonna say it sucked, but it was like some days you'd be going on at like 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or you'll see a fence of people you'd be playing to the line of people getting into the Ozfest.
How was it like playing at 9 in the morning at
tough.
Ozfest?
Sucks.
Being 21
Sucks,
and
dude.
probably drinking.
Oh,
and
forget
partying.
it. Every night. every night. Bananas there.
Did you ever like party with Pantera, then have to be up at 9 or be on stage?
Yeah, totally. And you know, Pantera would be sleeping till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd be like having to get up and rip through the set and not do that set and then do another set. You know, the biggest thing that kind of sucked with that setup was sometimes, yes, you'd play early. Other times you'd play against Pantera. And you'd hear like the echo of the crowd. You know, we were doing sheds, so it was all amphitheaters and stuff like that. You'd hear the echo of the crowd over the hill, and you'd be playing to like one string of people.
Those string of people are like your
the
best
passion.
fans
They
ever.
were there to see us.
You should just hung out with them the rest of the night.
We might have.
You should give them an award or something. Like, I mean, this is like Pantera. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Carl's handing me the CD, man. But like, What You Are, I love all these songs, man.
Yeah, no, there's some great, you know, great songs on that record. I think some of my favorites would probably be. I haven't looked this. 12 Steps to Nothing's a great song. It's really great lyrics and some great parts in that.
Your record coming Roadrunner must have been just like.
I remember
crazy.
when I brought By the River into Roadrunner for them to hear it. You should have seen their fucking faces.
What they must have been like,
they just turned white.
Smile,
they couldn't
like,
fucking believe it.
Yeah.
That track was an amazing track. That track really came out well. It couldn't have come out better. It was a last minute decision to be like, we should get some guest vocals. You know, we should get something special for this record. And I remember driving home from rehearsal, and I think it was me and Kennedy. And I just said, what do you think? Should I just call Phil? And he's like, what? I'm like, I'll call him. Because again, we just came off the Ozfest, so we were still pretty tight. We were talking a lot then. And I called him up. He's like, yeah, no problem. I'll do it. And it was great.
Just perfect timing.
Did it for $1.
$1.
There had to be some sort of paperwork.
Whose role was that?
I think that's just a legal thing. That was like what management worked out. And
did you write him a check?
I don't know who did, but we bought him a set of signed George Foreman boxing gloves. So we gave him the $1, and then when it went down there, I had a gift for him, and I gave it to him.
That's so cool.
That was cool because I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Because I was in the middle of doing imprint. I did all my tracks, and we basically set it up. I'm like, I don't want you to have to travel. He's like, well, just come down here. So we brought that down to his studio, whatever studio he was working with at the time. We got to do the tracks down there. And that was a trip. We hung out for the whole weekend and we just chilled. And I've seen a lot of different levels of Phil. You see the Phil that's out there on the super stage. You see the party Phil. I was lucky enough a couple of times to see him mellow. And that weekend in particular, he was so chill. He was just chill.
Really? He just come at the perfect time.
Relaxed. We smoked a little. We went out to dinner. He ordered in. It was like a whole weekend.
So taking the edge off must help when you're singing in front of Phil and someone.
Oh my God.
Like, were you nervous? Like, here's
I don't know
this
what
guy.
I was. You know, I remember just showing up to his house that day. And I had been to his house before because I was down there in New Orleans. Me and my friends went down to Halloween one year. We spent a week down there and we went ballistic. And one night we went to his house of shock. And afterwards, we went back to his house, and that was a crazy night. That was nuts. That was crazy. But this was, I returned, and it was nuts, man. We just showed up, and I got there. I remember, like on a Friday afternoon. He's like, "Yo, you want to hear my parts?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You want to hear my parts?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I thought, I tell the story, it's hilarious. I thought he would play something. So he plays the track. The track comes ripping through his house speakers. Then he just starts singing it right there.
That was
I'm
parts
what
of him
the
singing.
Fuck? Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking nuts.
Oh,
it was crazy, and it sounded good. And then we named the song right there. I didn't have a title for the song. We both kind of came up with the name. We hung out a little bit more that night. We jammed. We were playing like by the end of the night, there was a campfire, him playing acoustic guitar, and I was singing.
Dude,
we both, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm
gold.
like, this is insane. Where are the cell phones now?
And it's not, keep in mind, it's not just, it's you and Phil and Selma.
Yeah.
Like, you guys together, like, I would die to see that, like, now, man.
Yeah, it was nuts. And then the next day we went into the studio, late. We went in like 4, he wakes up late, man. We went in, I was up at like 10 o'clock. Like, what the fuck do I do now? He wasn't up for like 5 hours. Like, going to his fridge, eating his food. I was like hungry.
Hey, that reminds me real quick. That reminds me, I had Morgan Rose spend the night one time. And he slept in, like, I have kids, so I'm up early.
Yeah.
He slept into 1, and I was like, what if he died? Like, I was like, should we see if he's breathing?
Yeah.
Like, because I have kids. Like, that's a whole other world.
Yeah,
like,
that's a whole nother world. We
But
know
yeah,
we have kids. I have kids too. They're up early. There is no late sleep.
but even 10, like, when you said 10, that's like sleeping in.
Yeah. 10's that's amazing. That's amazing. And I remember So he woke up and he took me out to like some local restaurant. He knows everybody. That's what I'm saying. You see him in his element. He's not out on the stage. He's like, hey, what's up, so-and-so? Hey, what's up? Like
so he knows
guy.
all the local.
He knows everybody. Just walking through town and no one's bothering him. And I remember we went and we had a bunch of crawdaddies. Like they had the paper down. They thrown out a mountain of, like the bugs,
Oh,
And I didn't eat too many of those then, but I ate them.
Did you?
Then he got me this meatball sandwich. I'm telling you, it went right fucking through me. I was in the studio.
It could have been from the
like every minute.
Other things included. Like, it's a little extra.
So you going to the bathroom again, man?
He destroyed his.
God damn, boy. It was wild.
And so you guys, you did your parts, and then he did his parts, kind of thing, or
like I said, I was just coming off Imprint. My voice was in top fucking form, and VOD. Back then, we rehearsed every single day.
Did you?
We
How do you not blow out your voice every single day?
I just been lucky, and I never.
Do you have something like how you do it?
Well, now I'm, throughout all the years, I know how to, I know how my body is. I know what not to do. Mm-hmm. Kyle Dane saved me a bunch of times. Did he? Things not to do out.
Kyle is the man, by the way. We definitely.
He's like a shepherd.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I know my body now. I know my voice. I know when I gotta stop. Mm-hmm. And back then, like I said. We were just on a regimen. I wasn't drinking that much. We were back on Long Island. We had a studio. We practiced every single day. And we were cranking out songs. Every couple of days, the lyrics were done, move on to the next one. And then we went into the studio. Yeah, it was insane. I would go home, bring lyrics, and they're like, you done already? And songs were great. And then we went into the studio, banged all those out, and then I flew down there. I think he went first. No, I went first. Blasted my stuff out in like 2 takes. Bang, bang, bang. Done. And my singing parts were done up here. So I just went down there and that was crazy. I'm going into the studio with one of my heroes. Now I'm in a completely different element.
Yeah.
He's there, his producer, and me. All right, you're up. And I went into like the drum room and I did my takes. He's like, holy shit, man.
Were you nervous going in there? Or you just,
I was so pumped. And I was nervous, but once I felt my voice and I blasted the tracks, I'm like,
I got blew him away, man. He's probably like, oh.
It was wild, man. He was like, holy, he might have. It was nuts.
I gotta follow this.
And then he went and his voice was a little rough in the beginning, but then he warmed up and it was an experience to now see that level and that artist work in that element. He tracks differently and it's cool, and it was really cool to see him work in that element. And he was pretty fast too. We were done in a couple hours and then it was party time. And that was one of the coolest things because now we went back to it. We're done.
Off.
We're done. Exactly. The pressure's off.
That meatball sub's done?
Yeah, that's done. Yeah, that's out.
You're not going to eat another one,
huh? And we went back to his house and we're drinking, we're smoking, we're hanging, and we got a good crazy buzz on. He looks at me. We're sitting on a couch like that. He looks at me. You want to hear the track? Like, yeah, he freaking blasting. You got to hear the track we just did on his speakers at his house. It was like, holy shit. And he was just like,
He liked it.
He loved it, man.
That's awesome.
He was really supportive. And, back then in that era, those years, I've seen and heard a lot of his guest appearances. I never seen him do a guest appearance like that.
Yes.
He's connected with the underground. He always pumped the underground. He was into VOD. And I think he really put a really good stamp on that.
Did you guys ever do it live?
Not with him, but we actually did. We only did it once. We used to play the breakdown at the end at a lot of the VOD shows. People go fucking nuts. It was great. And then VOD did one of our first reunion shows in New York City at Irving Plaza. I don't know when, 2010 or something like that. And we brought Brian from Shadows Fall out, and we did the song, and that was awesome. Yeah,
man,
cool. We should have seen the crowd that night. We don't ever play that song.
Yeah.
And I was amped because there's certain songs, both my bands that I love, they don't want to fucking play. You know? So I was excited just to play that song.
When you go back and play a song you've never played, do you have to go back and listen to it? And
you gotta practice it. You're not gonna get out. We wouldn't want to get out there and play, a song that we're not well rehearsed for and stuff like that. And there's a lot of songs, like a perfect example of a VOD song is it's on For the Bleed is a song called In the Room. I've always wanted to play that. People love that song, but the guys, they never want to play it. I got it right here, man.
There it is. Yeah. Yep. It's blurry, but that's all I have.
That's it. For the Bleed is a great record.
So these are songs you didn't release?
There was a lot of that is does anything on the back of that?
No,
right? I don't know.
I'm not that fancy yet. I'll get there one day.
But a lot of that was VOD's original demo, and then I think the 7-inch, and then there was 3 songs, which was In the Room, For the Bleeders, and Adelaide were 3 brand new songs that we did.
I love when bands do that, man.
Yeah,
The fans
yeah.
love it. That's
a lot of
awesome.
people really dig that record, and I actually just did a post on Tim Williams Vokes, my social media page, of
Nice.
that record, and I got like a ton of fucking hits on it.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see.
I love it when bands release like the instead of getting a bunch of bootlegs, you give them all the stuff.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
we
Add a couple new
retracked them. We
songs.
retracked the
That's good.
songs, and that was cool. And that's, you know, that's always a weird moment because, you know, people, especially fans, and even I can attest to it. You get used to hearing a song a certain way, especially these songs, like the first songs you did. Fans are really passionate about those songs, and if you play them differently or you go record them differently, people might not like them because they sound different.
And that's interesting
You
because
know?
you were on Roadrunner when you re-recorded them, right?
When we did that record, that was on a different label. It was on Go Kart, and
Oh,
we recorded
okay.
it with a studio at Big Blue Meaning. Tim Gillis did it, and he didn't. You know, we did it well. We knew we did it well, but you really never know. Like that happened on some of the Drip songs. They were on previous 7-inches. You're re-recording them, and some of the fans didn't like it.
Yeah,
because it sounded different. You know what I mean? But on that,
On this, they liked it though.
we did our jobs.
Yes,
everybody
man.
was satisfied.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have this prop, but the another Vision of Disorder Bliss
From Bliss to Devastation.
Devastation.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Straight Hate was a Bloodsimple song. Like I got totally confused that
Well,
one.
Straight Hate is a Blood
Is
Simple
it?
song. Yeah. Straight Hate is like the Blood Simple song.
But what's that? Okay, I'm sorry. Of Southbound.
Southbound. Yep.
I
yeah,
goofed
yeah.
on that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Southbound. For
Yeah.
some reason, I thought Southbound was on Bloodsimple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
anyway, that's a great album too, man.
Thank you.
What was it
Appreciate
like
it.
following up Imprint to?
Well, Imprint, we did Imprint. There was a lot of years between. Well, I guess not that many. Maybe it was only 3 years. But Imprint, we toured the world. We're crazy. It was awesome. A lot of people liked that record. Had some problems with Roadrunner. Stopped. Did that record to kind of bridge the gap and just keep everybody happy. And we still wanted to record, so we did that. And then the band started getting new influences. We started listening to more like Soundgarden. Everybody,
That's
for
amazing.
Bliss, everybody in the band was listening to Clutch.
I love Clutch.
We love them. And my bass player Fleisch, guitar player Boundback, that's all they were listening to. Elephant Riders, the other records.
That's
and,
my favorite Clutch
That's
album.
we love that record.
Yeah,
man. That
that's
is
my favorite one.
That and Blast Tyrant. I really like
I'll check
Blast
that one
Tyrant. That's Machine did that. He produced that.
Oh
one. It's a
yes,
freaking great
yeah, you worked
record.
with Machine, right? That's
Yeah,
so-
he's done a couple of records with them, and I work with Machine too. We did Bliss. Now that we're on that,
Yes,
we did Bliss with
Here's-
Machine.
I don't have a prop, but
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
all right. So we were listening to a lot of Soundgarden, a lot of bluesier, heavier rock type stuff. So it obviously started coming out in our songwriting. We didn't have a record deal, so we weren't under like super amount of pressure when we were starting to write those songs, and it came out really good, and it was a good time, and it was great.
You have your voice is phenomenal because you can do heavy melodic.
right.
Where'd you get your influence just to sing? Like,
Oh well, the singing, the main influence, the beginning influence, and this is always interesting, is Jim Morrison from The Doors.
Man.
He was one of my first influences.
I'm glad you bring him up because I don't hear people talking about him enough now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
no.
it's like-
Well, The Doors were a huge influence on me early on in early high school and stuff like that, and it was.
Did your family listen to the Doors a lot, or like,
Not so much. I just I remember like there was some kid in the neighborhood that gave me like Doors "L.A. Woman" record, and that kind of planted the seed. And then of course the Doors movie, that was like a big thing for me.
Oh yes, dude.
yeah.
Val Kilmer, right? Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, we're up to From Bliss to Devastation, and we were in the studio, and we didn't have too much pressure on us. And like I said, the influences started to change. And with the newer sound, I got to experiment more with my voice because I started VOD a lot of singing, and then we did a lot of screaming, and then it was like the blend of both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bliss was the first time that I really got to sing more. And when we went into the studio with Machine, we did like a 3-song demo with another producer. It did all right. We had a pretty good manager at the time. He's like, I think you guys did great on this demo, but I'd like to take you to another producer with these 3 songs and go record them. And with he's like, I got this new guy. He's in Jersey, so he's close. He's up and coming. It's a good time to catch him. His name is Machine. I was like, oh, his name's Machine? He's like, yeah, but why didn't meet him? You know, I think he'd be really good for you. And I remember like the first time I met him, we decided to do the demo with him, and I met him, and he was just like, of all things, I am a vocal producer. And that was the first time. And I worked with some really great producers up until that point, but Machine was just really tuned into the vocals. And he really, really helped me like find a new sound for my voice. He was really supportive. When you were in a studio with him, that guy's like doing backflips off chairs and stuff like that. Like he is so into it that he just gets these performances, and he really got my voice, and he really helped me expand my range and stuff like that.
So he taught you stuff that you still use today,
Yeah, absolutely. It's not so much that he taught me; he just allowed me. It's
Mm.
almost like VOD did this record with Zeus a couple of years ago. It's like letting the chicken out into the yard.
Mm.
He would just turn the mic up. We would start working on it, and he would just let me get comfortable.
Mm.
And your voice, for me, it was just a really great working atmosphere, and it just was really comfortable, and I was able to try new things.
Oh,
And
that
a lot
sounds
of that
cool.
happened on Bliss.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys did this album? Did you tour on it? Like how long did you?
Yeah, we toured. We went out with Clutch. That was awesome.
that's so
Yeah,
good.
we went out with Clutch, and that was a long tour. That was like a month and a
What
half.
year was that? Was that 98?
It was like, oh no, it was like 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, 98 was Imprint.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was like 2000, 2000. So we toured with them. We did some touring with the Bad Brains.
Oh yes.
Yeah, which was really
HR.
cool. We actually, and this
Mhm.
is one of the first times me and Kyle were in the same room. We did some of the first Slayer dates that when Slayer started to come back, they did like a couple of test runs in the South and the Southeast. And we were lucky enough to do direct support for that.
You direct support for Slayer?
Yeah.
What were the fans like to you guys?
Crazy. It was nuts
Was it-
because we knew what we were in for with Slayer fans. You don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. They're going to boo you up. They're going to kill you, you know? But we did really well. They went
Oh
ballistic
man,
for us.
that's
and that
gotta
was,
be.
it was so cool because it's like at that point, like we would show up and there would be for those Slayer shows, it'd be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There'd be a line around the building, just all black shirts, just waiting to see
God,
Slayer.
man.
And they would all be packed in this club, and we were direct support. I think it was just us and them, and they would be like a packed house of Slayer.
Oh
It was
my
just
God,
crazy.
that's so
Yeah.
cool that you got well received and everything.
Yeah, that's a big thing with Slayer, of course. And we went. Kerry King was really cool. And,
Hanging out with them and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, they were really cool, man. Those guys were cool, and they were laid back. And again, it's fucking Slayer. You're like, what the fuck? And they were just totally chill.
Oh
It was
God,
really
dude,
cool.
that is amazing. And you said you met Kyle there?
I didn't meet him, but me and Kyle, he came to one of those shows. We played.
Kyle Sanders.
Yeah. Kyle
to give
Sanders,
the whole name.
Bloodsimple, Hell Yeah, Extraordinaire.
Yes.
And it was Chattanooga, Tennessee. And Kyle was in the crowd, and we were playing. We didn't even know each other yet.
oh,
We didn't
okay.
know what
so
the
you guys
future
played-
held.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Bloodsimple, man.
Sure.
We keep talking about Kyle, but like I had Kyle on the show. He's really
Yeah,
the reason
yeah.
you're here is because of him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that Kyle's like when you were doing bass auditions, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Said he looked cool or something.
Oh, Kyle. Well, we're on Bloodsimple now,
Yeah,
and
I'm
this
sorry.
will
We
be.
can
No, it's
wherever
cool.
you want to go.
Whatever, man. It's cool. Bloodsimple came out of, I guess, the ashes of VOD. VOD was kind of, we did the Bliss record. It was kind of winding down, and I'll make this a long story short. What happened was the Trade Center came down.
Oh yes.
We were
yes,
flying
yes,
out.
yes.
We were gonna do Tattoo the
That's
Planet.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna do. This is VOD's end, the first end. We did Bliss. The reception was a little off, but whatever. We did it, and we had like one more tour left, and we were going to Europe to do Tattoo the Planet with Slayer, Pantera, and a couple other bands.
Yeah. Did that tour happen?
Well,
Like,
this is what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
On we wanted to get fucked up in
Mhm.
Dublin. Like the first date was Dublin, so we decided VOD. We're gonna fly out early. We're gonna fly out on the whatever it was, the 9th or the 10th,
Mhm.
just so we can go drink.
Yeah.
And we flew out, and while we're over there getting our gear and stuff like that, Brendan, the drummer, comes running onto the bus, and he's like, "Guys, I don't know what the fuck is just happening, but a plane just fucking hit the Twin Towers." And it just hit, and I think another one either hit or whatever it was. We're like, what the fuck are you talking? Oh yeah, plane just hit the Twin Towers, and Matt's brother is in the building. That
Oh
was
my
the top
gosh.
way of VOD.
Yeah.
We were just
Wow.
like, what the fuck? So we got stranded there for like 2.5 weeks. The tour never happened for us. And during the last 6 months to a year of VOD, me and Mike Kennedy, the guitar player, were thinking about starting another band, a more aggressive. We kind of wanted to retreat back to the old sound, do a more straight up hardcore record or hardcore sound and stuff like that. And that's kind of when Bloodsimple was
just
conceived.
you and Kennedy.
Yeah,
Like,
just me and Kennedy.
But the other guys were kind of just doing their own
We,
thing.
we wanted to start something else. You know, VOD was together for a long time. Tensions were running pretty high, and me and Mike wanted to start something else, something a little more aggressive. And that's when we kind of brainchild and conceived Bloodsimple. Fast forward a couple years, we did a couple of demos together. We got Nick in the band, and we got Chris Hamilton, the drummer. And we're like, we wanted to start playing shows. We weren't even named Blood. I don't even know if we were named Bloodsimple yet. And we're like, we need a bass player. And Chris Hamilton was like, I got a guy. We're like, you got a guy? And Chris lived in Pennsylvania, and he had this garage studio. So we would go up there. He's like, yeah, I got this guy out of Atlanta. Like, Atlanta? All right, whatever. He was in this band. I think he was in this band Screw, and he was in Medication with me. He's a really cool guy.
Oh, Medication. I remember them. Yeah.
So me and Kennedy are like, all right, bring him up. And we all met there. Kyle walked in the door, and I could still see him walking in the front door, dreads flaring, and Kennedy starts elbowing me. He's in. Like he didn't even have to play.
Yeah. That's great.
And then he came, he played like whatever songs he had, he played them like in 3 seconds. It was it. It's done. It's done in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. So where'd you guys, so you have these group of songs. How long did it take you to get this batch of?
It took a little while because Straight Hate was one of the first songs that Kennedy gave me back in like September, like right after the Trade Center went down. We started writing stuff right after that.
Oh man, that's such an amazing song.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. And we started writing that. So a couple of those songs, it took a couple of years, I guess from 2001 to about 2005 is when we started recording that.
Do you write all the lyrics yourself, or do you have other guys that send you stuff that you add? It's just all you.
I write. I've been fortunate enough.
Is it easy for you to do that, or do you
It's I don't know if I'll say it's easy, but it comes pretty quick and pretty clean.
So when he gives you Straight Eight, that guitar riff and everything, you have that chorus kind of like, do you have to mumble it or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I always kind of I'll hear it. At that point, he would just send me like a tape, and I had like speakers set up in whatever room I was in at the time, and I'd be screaming, and I would, you catch on to a phrase or something like that, and then it starts from there. Then I build the song from there, and then when I get to a certain point, then I'll take it and start writing it.
You should.
Sometimes I'm writing all the way up into the mix. Some of the stuff,
Do you change stuff in that, like in the studio, just last
absolutely,
kind of
absolutely.
You should almost give like lessons to kids that want to like do what you do.
That'd be great.
Just pay me, man. Do it. I love the video from here too. And
which video? Straight Hate?
Yeah,
that was a cool video. That was awesome.
What If I Lost It? Did you guys do a video for that?
We did. What If I Lost It was a live video.
My favorite.
That was a live video. That song was sung into the mix.
Oh, was it?
Kyle can attest. That was Garth Richardson produced that record. He's a really hard guy to work for. He doesn't take any. No, he's a great guy, but he, at least when it came to my vocals, and he is super precise. And
you didn't have your other guy coaching you along, right? Like Machine or what?
No, now we're in with Garth. We didn't do this. We didn't do that record with Machine. So it was a whole different environment. We're out in Vancouver. It was awesome. It was amazing. And this is Bloodsimple got like one of the last major record fluffy deals where the A&R guy puts down a credit card and you spend $3,500 at dinner.
This is all ending around that.
This is all Warner Brothers right at the end. We had like an old school A&R guy would show up with beer tabs and out to dinner, steak. He'd be in town. I'm in the city. You want to go to Peter Luger's? It's like a huge steakhouse in the city. He's that type of guy.
Wine and dine.
Yeah, absolutely. You're at the Rainbow in LA. He takes the card, puts it down.
Oh,
yeah, no, it was awesome. But so we're with Garth, and he's a serious guy. And if he heard anything was out of tune, he'd make you do it again. Just sing it to the end. And he was, What If I Lost It was almost done, but there was a part, we were literally mixing the record. He goes into another room, sets up a mic, go re-sing this. You could do better than this.
Did he?
The record's being mixed. Like, you're usually done. But, no, he's like,
you've never done that before.
Sets up just a regular mic. Go in that room. You got to do better than this. Sing. You have to do something better than this. Go in there. And then we came up with what I think we wrote the bridge.
Oh, okay.
It's being mixed in the other room. He's still writing parts. And he said that. He was just like, you'll be singing into the mix. You'll be singing into the mix. No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
You've never done that. Like,
never. I've never done it since.
I wonder if he's told other people.
I'm sure he has. But he's great. Garth he created that sound, man. And Straight Hate was not even going to be on that record.
Why not?
Because me and Mike didn't really like it. And we did like a pre-production session with Garth in Jersey. And we all just basically play all the songs for him, and he wants to hear them and get an idea. And he's like, is that all you guys got? Is that it? Do you have any other songs? We got, not really. And then Kennedy's like, we got one more song. He's like, all right, play it for me. We played him Straight Hate. He was just like, are you nuts?
That's
definitely going. Yeah, it opens. He's like, that's definitely going on the record. You guys are crazy.
I'm glad he did that, man. Why
yeah,
didn't you
everybody's
like-
glad. I'm glad.
Do you like the song now? After
I love it
yeah.
now. I think it's one of Bloodsimple's best songs.
Oh man, it is brutal, dude. Yeah.
It's a really cool song. It was a lot of fun to play that song, and that's when Kyle started stepping up and singing backups a lot.
Oh, cool.
And in VOD, I never had a backup singer. Like I didn't have somebody shouting, the backup vocals and stuff like that. A lot of the crowd did that. No gang vocals, but Kyle was great. Gives me a break.
Dude, Kyle's the man, dude.
Yeah.
Did you Chad from Mudvayne and Hell Yeah, but didn't he like catch wind of you guys?
He caught wind of us through our drummer Chris Hamilton, and Chris, he was friends. Chris
Hamilton's like networking. Like
yeah,
crazy,
he's
right?
always networking.
Yeah.
Chris is a great drummer. I really like Chris. Solid drummer, cool guy, and a great driver. But he was the driver that drove through the night on all the Bloodsimple tours. But he knew Chad, and he got at that time he was friendly with Chad, and he started getting Chad some demos. Chad liked what he heard, hooked us up with his manager, and the manager basically he was a mover and a shaker, and he got us.
That's
deal.
great.
It was actually on an Imprint and Warner Brothers. It was on Bully Goat is Chad's label. So then we got lucky. We got to do a lot of Mudvayne tours. We did some amazing tours with Bloodsimple.
Wait, that's amazing. And but you said they're playing you guys on the radio. I mean, this is still like when people.
Yeah, it was wild. Not in New York. New York's like a hip hop town, but we'd be driving through like Green Bay, and you'd hear like Korn, Bloodsimple, and then like Mudvayne. It was like crazy. You're just driving through like, and you hear it on the regular radio. It was fucking awesome.
Dude, I forgot. Like Korn. Did you guys tour Korn back in the day?
No, but VOD did like a legendary Long Island show with Korn when Korn was just about to break, and we did this club called the Roxy out on Long Island, and I was good friends with the owner of that venue. That guy put VOD on every national act that came through his club. He would call me, and he'd be like, "Tim, I think we were just good kids. We would show up, we'd play. I don't know. He just liked us. I guess he saw something in every national band that came through. You guys got to play this."
Man.
And one day he called me. He's like, "Tim, I think you're really going to want to play this show. I got Korn coming in, no openers. I can get you on." I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just insane. And that was Korn barely broke yet. The place was packed.
Was it?
Packed. People are hanging from the ceilings, man. It was fucking nuts.
Oh, dude.
And we played that show. Before that, we were probably drawing like 300, 400, 500 people to the show. And there was a club out on Long Island called the P-Wack. It's like a big warehouse, skate park. We played Korn. Like a month later, we showed up to play that show, and there was a line wrapped around the building. We played for like 2,700 people after that.
Playing at a skate park with Korn.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gotta be
Well,
so
then we played a club with Korn, and then VOD did the next show, and that was like a warehouse skate park setup. It was,
did the guys love what you guys were doing? The Korn guys? Yeah. Did you guys connect? And
with who? Korn?
Yeah.
They, we didn't really know them, and that was I don't know if we really connected that night, and I think I broke some of their lights, and that wasn't good. And believe it or not, years and years later, because we were crazy then, and Bloodsimple toured with Korn. We did some indirect. We did Family Values. Went to Australia with them, and it was said, cool. Didn't that fucking guy break our lights?
Who said
they
that?
Fucking remembered that. I can't remember who said it, but it was said. Like I couldn't remember.
Way.
Like what?
Oh man,
I didn't do that.
How do you break Korn's lights?
I was kicking him. I was a
fucking
fucking maniac. I was fucking crazy, stupid. That's what you do when you're young.
That's what Johnny Cash did.
Yeah, but I'm not Johnny Cash. Yeah, but we went on to do some great stuff, with Korn. They did some great stuff with Bloodsimple.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's so funny to remember that too, man.
Yeah.
Years later.
Yeah.
The second, me and Ronnie over here, we were talking about this album, man. This is
Red Harvest.
Yeah, dude. This
that
is
was
a good
cool
follow-up,
record.
man.
Yeah, that was a great record. And then we went back with Machine on that record. And there's some great songs on that record, man.
That's cool. You went back with Machine though. That's
yeah,
really...
I like Machine a lot. He's a great guy. I know he gets great performances out of me. And Bloodsimple toured so much on that first record that honestly, I didn't really want to go far away to record. I wanted to just stay close.
Yeah.
Machine was available, and we went in with him. It was really great.
Just knocked it out, man.
Yeah, we knocked it out, and we had Will Hunt come play drums on that record for us.
Dude, Will Hunt was in Evanescence, right? Or
Evanescence. He was in tons of stuff.
Yeah,
but I think now
he's in
Evanescence.
drummer.
Yeah, he's a cool guy too.
Yeah, dude, that's sick, man. And you guys toured on this, obviously.
We toured
on
that.
Is that when you went with Korn for the
Yeah, we did Disturbed, the Jägermeister tour, which was incredible. We did a ton of Hell Yeah stuff on that record, and that's how we got to. Well, we obviously already knew Chad and stuff like that, but that's when Mudvayne took a break. and we started doing
Was
the
Kyle
beginning.
doing both?
No, he was just with us.
Oh man, that's cool.
And
man.
we did a lot of touring with Hell Yeah. We did Disturbed. I think we did a crazy long tour with Soulfly.
You guys are just touring with everybody huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. With that band got so many amazing tour breaks.
Yeah.
Everywhere. We did festivals in Europe. We
Mhm.
did Avenged Sevenfold in the UK, which is those kids drew so many people. They were like the Beatles over there.
Massive.
It was insane, the shows we did.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's so great, man.
It was awesome.
You should do that album start to finish.
Yeah,
that,
maybe. That would be great.
So you guys, so what happened with Bloodsimple? Do you just kind of...
Well, we did Red Harvest, and we were doing really well, and things kind of started to kind of go a little sideways. A big thing that happened to Bloodsimple was that's when the industry started to take a shit. They started to take a beating on streaming. We had, on the first record, we had like 25 people at Warner Brothers working for that band. So you had representation, things were getting done, money was to be had. We had it all.
Yeah.
By the time we finished that record and started this record, everybody was fired or let go or left or quit. And
I always hear that. Everybody's getting
we
fired.
had no representation, so things kind of started to slow down. I know we did a ton of touring off of it, and then we went to Australia, and it just seemed like it was kind of dying out. And a big thing happened on that record is I had my first kid. And
that changes
a lot of things, and that was an interesting story because she came 6 weeks early.
Yeah,
I was playing Hellfest when she was born. I was supposed to be home, but I missed the birth. I can still remember Kyle was in the bunk in the van, and he just shoved. I see his arm come out with a cell phone. Dude, you got to take this call. And it was yeah.
That was Kyle?
Coming. Yeah, that was Kyle. Baby's coming. She's here.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, it took 6 hours for her to give birth. It took me 27 hours to get home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, after that,
that's got to be 27
it was tough. No,
hours.
it was crazy because basically they dropped me. We had one festival left. And basically, they drove me to somewhere in Paris. I just got to the airport, worked a bunch of stuff out, and flew home.
I mean, at least you only had one to miss. It wasn't like the beginning.
Yeah, no, that was in that aspect. It was cool. I remember I got home, and then I was supposed to be home for a while.
Yeah.
Phone rings like 2.5 weeks, maybe a couple of weeks later. You guys got an offer for Family Values.
Oh my gosh.
So that was it. We went out, and I had my daughter's name is Summer. She was on the back of the bus. She was 6 weeks old. She was on like a little bumper.
You brought her with you?
I brought her with me for a little while. But obviously, in the bus drive, I still remember saw her. Whoa, that's a little one.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Like bring your baby on tour and the baby starts crying and you're on
it was a new experience for everybody. Like, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. It was
man.
At one point, you should have seen it. It was me, Kennedy, and Nick wrestling the baby stroller, trying to open it up because we were gonna go and we didn't even know how to do it. It was something out of a movie.
God, man, that's got to be insane.
Yeah,
bringing
it was
a baby
insane.
on tour.
Yeah, I did brought it for a couple of weeks. Wasn't too, but it was quite the experience. So things kind of started to slow down. Priorities changed a little bit, and the label I didn't feel like we were getting much low, so I decided to just take a break, and then that kind of turned into people. It just goes on.
When you're on Family Values, do you ever hear anything about the lights being broken?
Well, that's when I heard it.
Oh,
that's when it was said.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
You're like, let this thing die.
That was a cool tour because the shows, we were on the side stage and it was a great tour, packed. Every night we played, it was a rotate. I think we were co-headlining with Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay,
Death
so that's
Punch
when
was
Family Values
small.
came back. Yeah,
Death Punch was small.
No way.
Yeah, they were just like the same size as us. Like they weren't that big. It was cool. We played,
so cool.
We did that, and
weren't Deftones on there too? Man?
No, I would have remembered that. I don't think they were. At least they weren't on that one.
Yeah,
but it was awesome.
Like they joined later on. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And then it was interesting because we were playing every day, and Monkey started coming over watching us. And we were like, oh, he's checking us out. Like a week later, Fieldy came over and checked us out, and then a week later, somebody else came over, and then like Jonathan Davis showed up. And then watching us play and we're ripping it up. It's great. We're like, holy shit. And shake hands and stuff like that. And then by the end of that tour, they offered to take us to Australia. So that was cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was great. Great
I
experience.
grew up a massive Korn fan and massive VOD fan. That's amazing.
Cool,
and
man.
so you decide you kind of take a break, and then VOD comes back.
Yeah, we took a break, you know.
And you still have Kennedy coming back with you?
Kennedy and me are
Like,
attached,
you
man.
just drag him through everything, yeah.
We drag each other. I've known Mike Kennedy since I was like 5 years old. If you see a kindergarten picture, me and Mike are in the same picture. I've known that guy my entire life.
That's insane.
And we literally spent 15 years, like, spent our childhood together, and then like 15 straight years together through VOD and Bloodsimple. And then in 2008, you got to be sick of each other.
Yeah.
We took a long break, but then you get the itch, and the time, you know, VOD was starting to get offers again though, because I don't know, our first show back was the Super Bowl Hardcore in New York City came back in like 2000, and it might have been 2007. So we dipped in, we played, and that, you know, it was a crazy fucking reaction. People went nuts. So you start thinking. Then we played another show and it went nuts. And then we got to think, you know, no one was really doing anything at that point. Bloodsimple was quiet and it was the right time. So we wound up going back into the studio and recorded that fucking monster. It was just an awesome record.
It's got to be crazy going back on tour with VOD after Bloodsimple and playing these songs.
Totally two different animals. Totally. Yeah. Well, what's interesting is like what happened with VOD, we did a couple like small reunions. I think we did one reunion and then Bloodsimple was coming through Long Island and I got it into my head. It was a headliner show at a club. I'm like, what if I can get VOD to do a couple of songs after the set? And it was like a surprise show. I don't know what we called ourselves, but word got out. And VOD got on stage. And I remember we sound checked like DTO and Choke. I hadn't played those songs and I don't know how, but it was like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Those songs are so ingrained in my brain. It's just, forget it.
God, man,
that to hear those songs again, like they started playing DTO, I was even like, whoa, what the fuck?
You just knew it right away.
People's just when we got out to play the song, the crowds just started like coming over like a fucking wave, man.
Dude, those songs are like my childhood, man.
Yeah,
like, I just remember right when I was getting the heavy music, that was it, man.
It was
that's amazing.
It's an amazing
that's really
time.
special.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, cool. I wish you guys like film. I keep saying film that. Like I'm so like a YouTube guy. Like I want to see that. You know. You guys go in the studio. This is the one you do, right?
Yeah. Curse Remain Cursed. We did that on a UK based label, Candlelight. It was it was great. And
do you have Machine working with you?
No, that wasn't. But funny enough, it was one of Machine's prodigies.
Oh,
the kid who engineered Red Harvest produced that record, Will Putney.
Okay.
He's like pretty big now. He's like way up there in the metalcore. Like he does all the top metalcore bands and stuff like that. He just did Ice-T. I don't know if you saw Ice-T got a Grammy. He produced that. He did Body Count and
for
stuff
the new
like
Body Count. Yeah,
he produced that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. He's like a hardcore kid.
Yeah.
And you know what's great about like VOD in this era, like the A&R guy who signed, he's like, I'm just giving you guys a check. I'm not gonna get involved. I know whatever you guys are gonna give me is gonna be exactly what I want. Here's the check. Go write your record. And I think you should go with Will Putney. And Will said the same thing. He's like, I'm not even. Just come on in. I'm not gonna tell you guys anything, what to do or anything like that.
No pressure.
And he made it sound a little bit better, but no pressure. And there's some amazing songs on that record. Like Set to Fail is like one of my it's just an amazing song.
Oh, that's good, man.
It's really cool.
You can get this on vinyl? Is this really
apparently?
Yeah, man. So many people ask me that though.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
I know. I actually have one of those. My wife got me that with a really, really nice frame. It's hanging up on my wall in my basement.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah, it's cool. And Set to Fail was really cool for that because here we are, VOD's now writing new songs. So that's a whole different thing, but it's feeling good. And I remember when we wrote Set to Fail and we started playing that live, kids were just going fucking bananas. And that's when you know that's just a classic sign that it's a fucking great song. Set to Fail is probably one of my favorites.
Is it? Is it your favorite song you've done so far?
No, just on that record. Yeah. You know, Set to Fail is just I think it's a great VOD song.
Did you guys do a video for it, right?
We did. We did a video for it. And that was one of the first videos back. We hadn't shot in a video. And I don't know, that might have been the first video. You know, VOD didn't shoot a video since like 2000. Southbound. So we shot that.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And then you guys did another one too.
Yeah, man. The hits keep coming.
That's cool. What was it like on this one?
That was cool. That was, we did that with Zeus.
Zeus,
you know, Zeus does a lot of the Hatebreed
stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard Justin talking about it.
Yeah. We're he's a Northeast guy. We're Northeast. We've known Zeus's name forever, and it was just great. Zeus was another hands-off guy. He basically came into the studio. It's just like, I know what you guys are gonna do. I know it's gonna be fucking great. I just wanna record a great VOD record. You guys
that's
just write
perfect.
your songs.
Just give you guys space.
Yeah, that's what that Candlelight did for us. They just gave us money and let us do our thing. No pressure. You know, everyone, are you guys done yet?
No pressure like that.
No. It was great.
How long does it take you to record this song?
Like record it, probably like a month and a half. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Not
quick.
to write it, to
Not
record it. It
yeah,
took
yeah.
a while. It probably took like a year or maybe a little more to write it. But we did it over a summer. We did it in this is funny. We did it in Staten Island in Steven Seagal's old house. Yep. The guy who we brought Zeus there, but it's a studio out on Staten Island, and the guy who owns the property, Frankie Nascio. Frankie Nascio. His father owns the property.
Yeah.
He used to be Steven Seagal's producer. So this used to be Steven Seagal's house.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they told us all the stories.
No way.
Like Steven Seagal, at one point in the height of his fucking career, like this kid's dad was his producer. So this guy's all in the mix. So he goes to like Tibet or something like that. Steven Seagal bails out, goes to Tibet, comes back with a plane full of monks.
No way.
And these monks claim that Steven Seagal was like a deity. Like a god reinvented.
Dude, are you making this up? Dude, this is so
I'm
amazing.
not making this up. This is like
amazing.
a real story.
Yeah,
this is real. And the monks were like living at the house. They couldn't get Steven Seagal to come out and do anything. It was, I don't want to say anything more than that, but that
is epic.
Crazy. Yeah, it was
that
crazy.
Is epic.
Yeah,
I want Steven Seagal to be here, man.
My daughter calls it the Rock and Roll Mansion.
Really?
Yeah, because it was right on, it's in Staten Island. You didn't think properties like that exist. It's like beautiful two house compound. Right on the water and stuff like that. It was really, really nice.
You guys need some monks, man.
Yeah.
Live in the studio, man. Get some influence or something, dude. That is so cool. Oh man. And do you guys tour a lot on this?
VOD. I'm humble and happy that VOD is in a position that we can pick and choose our battles. So we don't really do that much. We do stuff that makes sense to us. Like we went out and did Soundwave down in Australia. Nice. That was an awesome experience. We did Hellfest. We did like a 4-day weekend in the UK, and every night was packed and sold out and stuff like that. We did a couple of Northeast shows in the States, went out to California, and that was about it.
Man, you guys, that's awesome, man. Do you love traveling overseas and everything?
I do like it. I like it a lot more now that I don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah, okay.
If I can go out with my wife and say we could pack like a 3-show weekend and then go to like Paris for a week.
Make a vacation out of it.
Sign me up.
Dude, that's so sick. That's cool. You brought your wife here too, man.
Yeah.
I liked it when you said you told her not to fall asleep during the interview.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
That's cool having that support, man. Oh, that's good. And I love, let's talk about it again. I got this fancy.
Thank you.
Look at this. This is the new right here, man.
Yep. Rollin Coffin.
I love it. So I can't wait to hear new songs.
Yeah,
off this,
we're excited. We have like another single. We're trying to figure out when we want to release it. And like I said earlier in the interview, we're gonna record a video in like a week and a half, which I'm excited for. Runaway, and then
where are you recording the video at?
It's out of things are still kind of falling into place, but right now it's gonna be shot partially at a venue out on Long Island.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we're gonna do some sporadic stuff, like some location shots.
You need to get Nathan to do one of your videos.
Oh,
man.
yeah?
He does. He's done a few of them.
Maybe we'll come down to Atlanta.
Yes.
Kyle!
Nathan will set himself on fire.
Yeah.
He's good at that. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. So we're excited. And I think we're gonna do a couple more songs recorded at the end of the summer, and then I'll hopefully put out like a 4-song vinyl.
That's cool, man. Do you like slowly releasing material out like Spotify? And because I know a lot of artists do that. You know?
Yeah, I like to do it. I like where I'm at now in my career, where I can kind of, like I said earlier, I can pick and choose what I want to do.
Yeah, man.
And Rollin Coffin is just it's a cool sound. It's a little bit of a breath of fresh air to me, because it's honestly just me and the guitar. That's where it kind of starts, with me and an acoustic guitar or me and an electric guitar. And it's a lot of work putting into the lyrics and the vocals, and I send it off to Colin, and he just creates this whole sound around it. It's a cool experience. Yeah,
dude, cool. I cannot wait to hear more material from it.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thanks, man.
I gotta get Machine on. Much shout out to Machine.
Yeah, Machine.
He's in Steven Seagal, Machine.
Yeah.
And Kennedy. Yeah.
Don't forget Kennedy.
Don't forget
Mike.
Kennedy. Dude, man, Tim, thank you for being on the show, man.
No
this
problem.
means the world to me, man.
No, thanks for having
I grew up
me,
a fan, and you know, just hearing these old, going back and, you know, listening to your catalog, getting ready for this,
Thanks,
man. It was just like,
it's an honor. It's an
dude,
honor.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing. I'm totally like blown away.
I appreciate that. It's just seeing some of the guests you had and how hard you guys work down here. I was like, wow, this is great.
Oh, the crew is
definitely
where it's
coming
at, man.
down.
Yeah.
Kyle, are you gonna be in town?
Dude, I need Kyle again, man.
Yeah.
This is part 2, man. Kyle came early on.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was doing when I had him on. It's like, this is Kyle. Ask some questions, I guess. Kyle's the man, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Great.
you went to a school today, too,
We
right?
went to the school, man, and that was awesome. He told me about it because we've been talking a little bit throughout the last couple months about some Bloodsimple stuff and just some stuff. And then I was talking to him that I was going to be coming down. He's like, "Yo, you can come see my school." I'm
Yeah,
like,
his school is Let There Be Rock.
Yeah, Let There Be,
Yeah,
be
so
rock.
it's kind of like he teaches kids lessons, and
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it's
So-
really impressive. And you know, me and my wife, we walked halfway across town, down Main Street, across the bridge, sweating. And we see the mural through the trees. I'm like, there it is.
The mural
Yep.
is Dime and
Vinny. Yeah.
Big, and his wife painted it. Him and his wife painted it.
And it's painted amazing. It looks incredible.
They painted it once. I was
Yeah.
like, what if they screwed
Yeah.
up, man? Like, you see him out there like painting. I'm
Precision.
like, yeah. Like, but me, I'm like, we gotta paint it white again. And
Kyle was always good at stuff like that.
Really?
Like Kyle took the Bloodsimple RV and totally macked it out for us and just showed up. It was like when we bought that RV
That's
off
awesome.
our old manager, the band that had it before us just wrote all over, like they just destroyed the thing. And it was
Yeah.
just written everywhere, it's graffiti. Kyle shows up for the first tour. Everything's carpeted, double wide bunks in the back, crystal clear clean. It was that's
man.
all him.
Dude,
Yep.
that's great, man.
Yeah.
I want Kyle.
Oh man.
Oh, there he is. Dude, that's
There he
awesome,
is.
man. Love Kyle, man. Thank you for making this cameo,
Yeah.
man. Dude,
Awesome, man.
that's awesome, man. Well, dude, thank you again for being on the show.
Hey,
It's
no
amazing. I
problem.
can't wait to hear more stuff.
Thank
And
you.
definitely
you.
put links and everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
try
we
to
got
get
to
people-
talk all about that.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Dude, thank you so much,
Cool,
Tim.
man.
It's really
Thanks.
cool, brother.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.